Today what I want to talk about is MIM, Myofascial Integrated Movement. So we talk about this a lot. It's one of those secrets I'm trying to share with everybody because there are so many benefits. And I know I've talked about this in regards to different exercises and how we incorporate it. However, today I want to offer you a special treat. I want to give you the opportunity to actually be coached through one of our MIM drills. So you can watch this video, you can follow along, and you can do these things and hear my soothing, wonderful voice coaching you through. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is this exercise. We're going to work into what we call a silk reeling pattern. Now, you might actually find out that you were doing silk reeling, you were doing MIM before it was cool. Because I can tell you what, as a father holding my kids, when they were at an age where I could actually hold them, there was that moment when you wanted to soothe them. So what did you do? You rocked back and forth. You shifted side to side. And what else did you offer? You offered this like circular movement through your hips. So this kind of soothing feeling that you know that motion through your body actually kind of brought more calmness to your child, whether you're trying to put them to bed or not. Maybe you just needed to chill them out after a tantrum. However, we're going to move this into more of an intentional MIM drill. So the first thing I want to talk about is our horse stance. So our first movement into this, as we get into our horse stance, is to find out how wide should my horse stance be. So I'm going to start with my feet together. I'm going to click my heels out. There's 1, toes out 2, heels 3, toes 4, heels 5, and I'm just going to settle my toes out. So I should have a slight angle in here. Now this is all totally relative. You can move those feet in, widen them out based on where you need to be. Sometimes you need to come in a little bit more because you don't have that stability you need, that mobility, that range of motion. So find that horse stance. Now, when I set up into this horse stance, it's important that my shoulders stay over my hips. So as you see me descend down, you're thinking, hey Corey, this is a squat exercise. This is not a squat exercise. There are a lot of squat qualities to the horse stance, but in a squat exercise, I'm allowing my body to shift those hips back as I descend. So here, shoulders stay stacked over the hips. And when I feel those feet just sinking into the ground, hips just come up underneath my shoulders. Now, from this position, I'm going to go into that silk reeling pattern. So just put your hands, you can put your hands on your hips, or you can actually place your hands in the creases of your pelvis. So I feel like as I shift to the right, I'm going to close up one hip. So you notice how I rotate. Now I'm going to keep that foot locked down. So I keep that foot planted into the floor. I don't want to have the chance of that foot coming up because then I lose stability in the knee. So now I'm going to shift back. So I'm going to push with that right foot as I shift and rotate, shift, rotate. So this is a very soothing movement pattern, very soothing movement pattern. A lot of just nice, easy, relaxed motions coming through. So I feel how my foot pushes me, shifting, rotating, foot pushing, shifting and rotating. So this is actually a strategy you can use. Maybe you're by yourself. You don't want to do this in a mall or at a grocery store. But if you're starting to feel like tight in the hips, maybe you've been sitting too long. Maybe you went on a walk for a long time and your hips are just a little jacked up. Just sinking down into that horse stance, shifting, rotating, shifting, rotating. You notice how my shoulders stay over my hips. So what I'm trying to avoid is any forward flexion. Okay, now as I'm breathing with this, I'm not going to go over the breathing right now. The only thing I want you to do is breathe comfortably, breathe naturally. So whether I'm inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, I just want to relax that breath. Now, a little bit of more motion to help out is using one hand. So I'm going to take my other hand, I'm going to place it on my hip. Now, I like to say here in the gym, you have house guests, right? They came over for dinner. You know what? It's Friday night. It's 8:30 p.m. You have to get them out because it is late. So what you're going to do is you're going to sink down and I'm going to shift. Now as I shift, I'm just going to put that hand out in front of me, palm spread out. Now, as my guests need to leave the home, I'm going to escort them out. So I'm going to bring my hand through. So if you notice, I'm not flexing my wrist. I'm going to come through with that extended palm as I put my hand on the small of their back and I'm going to guide them out. So now as I shift, there's that rotation. My hand is going to rise up about shoulder height. I'm going to turn and I'm going to close the door. So I'm shifting. There's that rotation as I just guide them out the door, shift away, and then I rotate to the other side. So don't get the rotation before the shift. And the whole time I'm doing this, I'm staying very intentional. I'm very aware, very present with how my feet interact with the ground. I don't want to overshift here where that foot rolls up, because I mentioned that knee becomes unstable. It becomes a little less than what we want. Now in the gym here, we have these wonderful mobility balls that were given to us by DVRT. So we like to use these in some of these MIM drills for a little feedback, because sometimes just moving your arm around, you don't quite know where to move that arm. It feels a little bit unnatural. So I'm going to hold that mobility ball. Let's go to the other side, just because I like to be as balanced as I can. So as I come through, I'm going to escort my guest out. So notice that wrist stays extended, but just that little bit of 3 pounds in the hands gives me a little bit more feedback. I have to be a little bit more braced and anchored, rooted through my feet as I move through. Just making kind of that ovalish shape. Watch how that elbow stays close to my body. So I'm coming through, scooping up, elbow stays in close as I guide. So if you think about this as being a push exercise, I'm just pushing away, and as I come up, I'm going to pull across. So right there, I want to give you a little bit of an insight of what we do with our MIM drills, a little bit of coaching. Feel free to save this video, share this video with other people, because this is a game changer when it comes to your ankle mobility, your hip mobility, low back stability, shoulder mobility, core stability. I mean, it's a one-stop shop. Until next time, you're welcome. Teaching you how to just gently be a gracious host. Out. Close the door. It is 8:31. It is time for bed.